Hi everyone, it is Saturday the 8th, and I am coming to you with a book review on the most recent book that I just read, which is Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. Here it is. I got it on the Nook. Oh, you're not really going to be able to see it because of the screen. Whatever. It's not going to work. It's The Bluest Eye. That's what it is. So, February is Black History Month. And I said that I would only read books written by Black authors for Black History Month. So I was going to read The Bluest Eye this month. I have 2 books by Zora Neale Hurston that I want to read. I would like to maybe get my hands on Black Boy by Richard Wright. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. This is also a book that I haven't read. And so there's these African American books that I would like to read in this month. And so I picked The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison because a friend of mine had suggested it. And she said it was really good and you should read it. And so I was like, all right, and I'll try it. And it's really short. It's like 143 pages. So I was like, okay, like, you know, I might be able to do this. I didn't like it. So, and I'm going to tell you why. So first of all, the book is 143 pages, like I said. And my husband and I remember I talked about this in another video where we both bought a book on the Nook at the same time because we kind of share it. And he was reading a book at one time, and then I got The Bluest Eye and I started reading. He's like, babe, I'm reading a book on the Nook. And I was like, oh, it's only 143 pages. I should be able to finish it in like a day or two, and then I'll give it back to you. It took me pretty much a week to finish that book. And it was horrible. Like, I just didn't like it. And that's why it took me a week to finish. A 143-page book took me a week to finish because I really was just laboring through that book. It did not make me want to read it at all. I wasn't sitting there going like, ooh, I can't wait to get some free time so I could read this book. Honestly, I was rushing to read it, but I was rushing to read it because I just wanted it to be over with already. Like, I was like, okay, I just got to hurry up and finish this book so I can go on and read something that I actually enjoy. Because it was just not an enjoyable book for me whatsoever. And I wish I could give you a brief synopsis on what the book is about, but I don't even really know. That's how weird it was for me. Like, and it definitely made me realize that I am just not going to read any more Toni Morrison. Like, I'm pretty much done with Toni Morrison. I've tried to read Beloved twice in the past, could not get through it 2 times. I never finished it. Both those times I started from the beginning. Well, the first time obviously I read it from the beginning and then stopped at this one part. And then the second time I read it, I started it from the beginning because it had been a long time. And I was like, you know, I'm going to make it through this book this time. Stopped at like the same part and I just could not get through the book. And so after reading this book and getting through this book, and I realized that Toni Morrison's writing style is just not for me. Like, I was just like, you know what? I'm just not a fan of Toni Morrison's writing. And I'm just not going to waste any more moments of my life plugging through books by an author that I just obviously just don't enjoy their writing style. And I know that she's highly celebrated and, you know, she's like supposed to be one of the great American novelists and, you know, she's, you know, won a Nobel Prize, I believe, and a Pulitzer Prize and all this stuff. But I don't give a rat's patoot about all that. I don't like the way she writes. I'm just going to keep it real. So, but this particular book is about this black girl who pretty much just gets mistreated by everyone in her life. And she gets mistreated by everyone in her life in relation to her blackness. And the thing I didn't like about the book was, number one, it just kind of jumped all over the place. And so you kind of didn't really know what it was talking about. So it was like, you know, there was parts of it that were written in first person and it was taken from the perspective of this little girl named Claudia. And then it jumped to this other person, which was in third person. And then it jumped to this other thing, which is in third person. I mean, it was just all over the place, which I didn't like. And there were a lot of poignant statements made in the book that I highlighted and some things, and one particular that I'm going to read because I just thought this was really good. But I just didn't like the book at all for that reason. That was just one of the reasons why I didn't like the book. I didn't like, I'm not super into symbolism. I like things kind of plainly said because I'm that kind of person. I'm a very plainly said, I say things very plainly. And so I'm not one of those people that like read books and, you know, and it's all this symbolic kind of language and stuff. That stuff really gets on my nerves because I'm just one of those people, just say what the heck you feel like saying. Like, say what you mean. Say it with your chest. So I didn't like that aspect of it. I didn't like it. It has a very strong pedophilic theme, which was just gross. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, there's just no other way to describe it other than it was just disgusting. Like, and I'm not a person that I can't read books about things that are a little unsavory, but it was just nasty. Like, it was just like, ew, that's just gross. So I didn't like that. I mean, and there were certain parts of it that I did really like. When she was speaking from the first person, from the perspective of Claudia and stuff, I actually liked her little stories and stuff. And she does have some very beautiful and lyrical ways of describing things. So it's not that it was just absolutely just nothing about it that was redeemable, but it just sucked, honestly. I didn't like it. So I didn't like the book. Yeah, I didn't like it. So I am a little upset about my February reading thus far. Like, I'm like, ugh, like that does not bode well for February. That because the books that I read in January, with the exception of The Fault in Our Stars, which I didn't hate, I just didn't love, they weren't bad. Like, you know, I really enjoyed my month in reading in January, but so far February has just been like blah. And it's already like a week into February, so I'm really upset because I feel like I lost all this time that I could have devoted to some other books. And I knew that February was a short month, so I wasn't going to be able to read a whole bunch. But I didn't like it. It just did not appeal to me whatsoever. I don't think I'll be reading any Toni Morrison books, period, because I just think that I'm just not into her writing style. So it's kind of a bummer, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Can't like them all, right? So it is what it is. I will read that passage that she had in there that I really loved because I just thought it was such a poignant statement to be made. Let me look for it really quickly. Oh no, I like really don't know how to use this nook because I hardly ever use it, and so there we go. Okay. All right, so this is just a passage. I could give you the whole backstory about the thing, but it just doesn't make sense. But whatever. I'll talk about it. So this lady in the story, she goes to the movies a lot. And so this is talking about her experience going to the movies and something that she gleaned from going to the movies. And I believe it's written in Lorain, Ohio. I think that's the setting, around the 1930s, I think is the setting of the book. Anyways, the passage reads, along with the idea of romantic love, she was introduced to another, physical beauty, probably the most destructive ideas in the history of human thought. Both originated in envy, thrived in insecurity, and ended in disillusion. In equating physical beauty with virtue, she stripped her mind, bound it, and collected self-contempt by the heap. Oh, I love that. Like, I was just like, oh, I had to highlight that because that was really good. So, because I'm one of those people that kind of war with the whole human obsession with physical beauty and physical appearance and stuff like that. And so I really, really, really liked that statement about physical beauty and how it's very destructive and times, you know, or the kind of obsession with it. It's kind of destructive and stuff, and it causes us to kind of, you know, loathe ourselves in a lot of ways. And so I thought that was really good. So I did like that passage, and there's some other ones that I had in there that I did highlight and stuff, and it, you know, it did make some poignant statements, but overall I did not like the book, and I'm really sad about that because I wanted to like it. And so Toni Morrison. I was going to try to read Beloved this month, and it ain't happening because I'm just not wasting any time in my life. I'm just not going to do it. So you try to read something 2 times and you don't get through it, and chances are you're just not supposed to read it. And you know what? Actually, that happened to me with Great Expectations too, but I'm going to read that book. But I just couldn't get through it for some strange reason, and I tried to read it twice, and I just could not get through it, and I don't know why. So, yeah. But anyways, so the next book that I'm going to read is Of Mules and Men by Zora Neale Hurston, and that one I'm actually excited about because it's just all this African-American folklore, which should be really, really interesting. And the introduction to that book made me really, really excited about it. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I'm going to shoot another video because I am actually behind on my 365 videos of the year, so I have to catch up. I didn't film the last couple of days because my best friend had a party at her house on Thursday for her birthday, and I had a PTA meeting to go to. And it's very hard for me to film during the day because my kids are around and they make a lot of noise. And which I like filming during the day because the lighting is so much better. Like right now I'm in my dining room. I hate this lighting, but it's actually better than the lighting in my room, which is horrible. Everything looks really yellow and sallow. And so I don't like filming in my dining room, but at night I have to film in my dining room because it's the better lighting of the two places that I have to film. And it's much easier for me to film at night because my kids are sleeping, so I don't have to worry about them interrupting. So I didn't film when I was supposed to the last couple of days, and I was just kind of tired, and I was just like, whatever. So I'm trying to catch up, so I have another video to film, and so I'm going to be filming that one. But anyways, that was my review of Toni Morrison, The Bluest Eye. If you liked it, you know, talk to me and tell me why you liked it, you know, because I'm definitely one who likes to hear you know, different people's reactions and stuff when it comes to book, and why you know, like something that I didn't like. It, you know, it's always very interesting. So anyways, like, subscribe, comment, what the heck ever you want to do. I will talk to you guys in the next video, and I'll see you later. Bye.